video, new location, and I am sort of whispering because I'm right near my staircase. But I'm gonna work on first video. I'm gonna work on my art project for the competition, and then I'm gonna go over my story plans with y'all. I have written some, but I'm only like 8 pages in. I know, but that's basically what I'm gonna do today for this video because I don't have anything. And so I'm gonna like film taming and like speed it up. And then I'm actually like doing 2 stories right now. There's the missing casket, and then there's the last thing you'll see is white. And I'll go over what both of those are when we get to them. So I know this lighting probably isn't the best. I have one light coming from right in my hallway right there. Right. This is my bag, my school bag. And then y'all are seeing my art box over there in the corner. Certainly I'm changing. I'm charging my school Chromebook. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I low-key didn't know what to talk about when I was filming this because it took 16 minutes to do the paint job. So I'm doing a voiceover now that I'm doing the editing part. And I'm just going to tell y'all about my story ideas because I have 2 of them. I mentioned them, I think, at some point. There's the missing casket, and then there is the last thing you'll see is white. Both of these stories, I'll probably do the missing casket next week where I read it to y'all. And I might take y'all through my process of doing it, like creating the story. But right now I'm just going to give y'all like the rundown of what both of them are. So the missing casket is about a girl during the 1800s and is during a plague outbreak called the Blooming Plague. I'm going to save y'all details because they're a little graphic, and it's why I'm going to have like a warning before. If I read either of these stories, there'll be like a 30, maybe 15-second warning saying that some of these details might not be like interested to y'all. So I will have that. But so basically the blooming plague is, well, it sounds like it's a plague where like it starts off mild and then it ends up killing you. And it's in the English countryside during the 1800s. And this girl's friend, it's her funeral. She died. And so the girl has to go attend her friend's funeral. But once she arrives, she realizes that the casket is gone. And so she has to find this way to find the casket. And then she finds it. But nobody in the village believes her. They think she's just spiraling after her friend's death. But the only person who does believe her is the town's pastor, Father Edward. It is a Protestant church, but they do have Catholic tendencies. And basically at the end, well, I'm going to save that for next week when I read it to y'all. But then the next one, this one's still in planning. It's, the last thing you'll see is white. It's about a unicorn. I'm thinking about putting it in, Scotland in the 1800s and 1900s. But there's this unicorn that everybody's trying to find. But it seems nobody can find it. But actually people have been finding it. But instead it takes a dark turn once they do find him. I think I'm gonna make it a boy. But once they do find that unicorn. But since it takes a twisted turn once they find him before they leave. And they end up not coming home. Like, whoever goes to try to find the unicorn does not end up coming home. And since it's back in the times, they just believe that they got lost or they died on their travels. And yeah, that's basically what they are. And they both have a theme of moral things. Both of the stories' meanings are different. I was gonna tell y'all, but I want y'all to try to guess when I read this. If y'all watch the video when I read the stories to y'all, I want to see if y'all can guess what the theme is, and the person who guesses the theme correctly in the comments, they can get a shout out. But yeah, I don't even know how long this painting part lasts. That pink paint, it was dried out. I don't even know if paint can go down the drain, but I washed them out in my shower, and it was very interesting because I got paint all over my hands at that point. That's me debating on if I should like give the lady blush, but trying to spread it on my finger, and it didn't work because my acrylic paints did not want to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all watch those last few seconds of this clip, I think, in silence while I don't have to talk. So there's me like just touching up their faces real quick. Yo, I did it. I might have to speed it up because it was 16 minutes. It took me 16 minutes to finish. I don't know why I was putting that off so long. I just had to do her clothes and her like face, but I did. This is what it looks like. I'm not letting y'all see it close because yeah, my name's on the back somewhat. And so now I'm just gonna take that to school tomorrow, and I'm finished with that. I'm seeing, like, should I make like a separate video for my writing is what I'm like debating. I could tell y'all what I want to do for my next art like project, not for school, just for myself. But let me clean this up and then I will come back with whatever I decide. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know if this is tilted a little bit, but I'm just gonna like tell y'all the rundown of my idea for my next art piece if I ever get to it. Yeah, so basically I got this canvas right here. It was only, which was it? It was only $5 from Ollie's. It's my favorite place on the earth. That's just the back. It's got these things, I guess it stretches like the side or whatever, but I'll just do it just because. So I have this. I'm going to paint it. So there's going to be like grass. You can see y'all's reflection. Hi. So there's going to be like grass here, and then like a tree trunk is going to be up, like, and spread out. Like it's going to go like to right here, and then the limbs or whatever are going to be like up and then, you know, out. But they didn't have any green of these. They're buttons. So more like it sort of like a red and pink tree, sort of. So I'm gonna have this, and we'll paint like behind where those are gonna go, like a light pink color. Y'all saw with my other drawing that I just did, or painting that I did, the baby was in pink, like the blanket. I might use that pink, and then I'm going to pick a button. A sec. Oh, it's a little bright. Take this red button right here, and then I'm going to put it on right there, and then I'm going to sew it in to like where the tree, where like the leaves and stuff will be. And that will be my next art an art idea if I ever get to it. And then I went through I have 3 bags of those alcohol markers. I went to 2 of them and I did like color code. So this whole one, tell me how I had 168 plus 48. And even after I did all of this, I ended up with an extra one, even though there's only from these 2 packs. Oh, is that why? I see why. But I'm not going through all of that and going back. But yeah, these are my beautifulnesses. And then I have another pack that I just didn't go through. I did them sort of by number. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then yeah. I could add the other 7 I have, and I could just put that in there. That means I have 3 7s. So yeah, I'm gonna think about that. Because if I don't, I have to go through all of them and take them back 1. And quite frankly, I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's this week's video. If I didn't show y'all, I got like these coloring books to go with my markers set. But yeah, that's gonna be all for this week's video. Next week's video should be when I read my story to y'all. The what's it called? The missing casket one. So that should be next week's video if I finish it during the school week, because I did like 6 of the 8 pages I have now in like one day, but I don't know. I just don't want to like what's it called, like over write and then not want to write anymore for my second one. So yeah, anyway, bye.